Hey YouTube, thought I'd just make a quick video of me digging out some of these banana trees out the ground. So I'm gonna see how far I can get them. A little tired. This might be a two-part video, but thought I'd go on and start digging because I need to get them out the ground. I hope this one's still living. The other ones are going right through the bag. Yep, coming up. There's a chunk. Yep, haven't lost any yet. Very tedious job. Cutting them down, covering them up, and digging them out. It is tedious. Oh, be right back. I need some gloves. Here you go. easy. Easy, easy, easy. Woo. I think you just get it out. Probably gonna be much harder. Oh. It's gonna be a little harder. I'm sure this is bigger. Chunky right there. Oh. Big, bigger. And we got a nice big pup coming up out of it. That's huge. That's one of my originals right here. Oh. Where? All the white stuff on the mulch. Once it dries out, that won't be like that anymore, and it doesn't affect these at all. Not at all. Still grow fast, tall, and beautiful. Oh. Oh, well, that's about it. I'm just gonna plan on, well, one of them someplace else, and the other two I'll give it away. So that's about it. I just wanted to do a little video diary of some of the stuff I'm doing around here, because I am killing myself digging, doing all this digging and edging and all kinds of stuff. So I guess I'll show you once some grow up where I replant it. I'll be cutting that pup off on the side and planting that by itself. That'll be a whole nice tree. It's got a good root system on it, and it's pretty thick, so that'll grow to be a really nice tree once I cut that off. And I got a couple small ones I threw back in after I dug a couple up big ones out of where those 2 bags are. It's like little small pieces of the corn down in the ground. I just tossed them back because I didn't have pots ready to pot them, so I'll dig them up later. Just wanted to get the bigger ones out because this bed is going to be totally different. It's no longer going to be a banana tree bed. It's going to be something else. So just wanted to get those 2 out and get them in the garage until I plant them elsewhere. I've been trying to organize around here, clean up a bit. We kind of threw down a quick little gravel patio area. Nothing fancy, just threw it down to have a place to put the grill and get it off the deck. We're gonna have to paint the deck, and I want to have more room for my friends and family. As long as the pandemic don't keep us separated as it has been, I want to be able to see a few of my relatives and friends. So I just want a little extra space. So then I got to fix that little area that was kind of sunk in. So I'm gonna take some of the harder clay dirt, pack it down, and put some topsoil on top, and maybe plant some more grass on it. I got all this junk down so I can create a new pathway. So I got to cut out the size of here and then line it up with that rundown part where you see all the mulch on the ground. I'm going to turn that back into a pathway and clean up that bed and line it up with some bricks later. Got some down here put down not long ago. We got to put caps on them though right now. I just popped some plants in the dirt in there. Those are all sedum, different types of sedum, and some yarrow, and on the other end too. And I just took some divots from what I was digging out in the front and just plopped them down here for now. I'll fix it later, but right now kind of gotta throw things together because I'm doing this by myself. My husband is not able to help me with this, so right now I just took some of the divots from the front because I'm edging the bed in the front. So I just took some of that and put it back here. And I'm gonna add some more when I finish edging it, and I have more to put around here. I'm just gonna fill it in temporarily until I figure out what I want to do. Again, I'm gonna put caps on top of those blocks. Gotta add one over there. We're gonna paint this whole deck, so I'm not gonna put anything on here till that's done. And I'm hoping to be done with this by Memorial weekend. So got a lot to do. This area here is where I have one banana tree already, and that's probably going to be pushing through the bag. Probably in another week that'll be growing right through that mulch bag. But I think I'm gonna put maybe a few more bananas in here, and this will just kind of be my little banana island right here. And I just wanted it like a little tropical spot near the deck, not on it, but somewhere near it. And I'm gonna clean this up and edge it up real nice and just make it look a lot crispier than it looks now. And I'm going to paint that furniture. Somebody gave it to me for free. I wasn't looking for that type of furniture, but I was getting pots from a lady and she wanted to get rid of it, so she told me to take it, so I took it. I do have paint for that, so I can clean it up, make it look nicer. Out here I've been planting. I have one thuya for now, and I have some more coming, but they're on back order, so I just grabbed the one so I can start kind of looking at my layout. So I just snatched one up from Lowe's and popped it on in the ground. Just planted that maybe 4 days ago. It's doing okay. And I've got some temporary posts and string out here because I'm trying to stay within my yard area, and I got some weeds to whack down. I got some to chop down because I have stumps that need to be ground down. I haven't gotten to those yet, but we did most of all of that. But it's a couple that's got a couple of wild bushes growing back, but I'm gonna knock them out before it get hot. I got dapple willow. You can barely see it, but I just took a cutting and I just stuck it in the ground. Been in the ground since last summer, and it's blooming and it's got a tiny bit of root on it, so I'm gonna just leave it and see if that turns into another bush. I have my sky pencil holly. I buy plants and sometimes I have no idea where they're going, so I just stuck that one back here. Got a pinky winky hydrangea right out there. It's starting to bloom a little bit. And I've got these little things here that have been these junipers, the sea green and the blue star. I just stuck them in the ground. They had been in a pot just trying to keep them alive. So I gave them some freedom and spread them out. I had this is the Arborvitae that was one of a total of 4 that I had in pots lining my driveway, and I decided to take them all out the pots and get them in the ground. This one almost died, and the majority of it turned coppery and was just looking a mess. It was terrible, and I simply took some Milorganite just as an experiment, and I just popped it in the pot, and I think I did it a couple times during the warm weather season 2 years ago, and it came back. So it's doing fine. Oh, and the other side is just as green. The whole thing is green. It wasn't like that before. I thought it was dead, but it totally snapped back completely, except it's not as tall as the other ones, but it's alive. I'm happy. Right now, I'm trying to create a shade area, shade garden, because I didn't have this ability to do this before, because this whole back area was loaded with weeds. You couldn't even walk through these trees here. It was weeds all the way up to this point where this grass line and the mulch meat. There were weeds, thorns, bushes, honeysuckle, ivy, all kinds of foolishness, and finally got it cleared up. I just got to go back through and yank out a couple weeds and cut down a couple bushes and trees that's trying to grow and knock them out. Eventually they're not gonna come back, but all these things in my pots are coming to life. Everything in them is alive. It's all types of hosta and Jacob's ladder, and those are 2 azaleas and some other stuff. And since I'm here in Ohio zone 6, those azaleas are gonna take a little bit longer to do what they do. And I got some wild onion there I gotta dig out. Some pampas grass I want to get out, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to get that out. But I plan on cleaning this area up here to do a vegetable area. I'm not sure if everything's going in the ground, but I want to clean it all up, so I'll be doing that. And that stick right there, that's tiger's eye sumac. I want to move that to the front, but I got some zebra grass that I'm waiting on my sons to dig out so I could put it in the bed in place of that zebra grass. This is hibiscus. Of course, I know that's gonna be slow coming up. And I got some other little clippings from the dapple willow that I just stuck in the ground, and some miscellaneous things in pots that some may come up, some may not. I'm not really worried about it. I just experiment sometime. That poor thing, I don't know what it's gonna do, but I probably had to move it someplace else. I had some peppermint reed grass. It is so beautiful, and it gets over 13 feet tall, and it is so pretty with it's like yellowy white and green stripes, and it's beautiful. But I need to move it because I want this to just be all my vegetables. But I got a small bunch over there to the right of this piscea, or however they pronounce it, and then this cluster right here. And then my dapple willows are coming in great. They're gonna be pretty thick, and they are super huge, and they've been out here now probably four or 5 years now. They're doing great. This is my Sistina plum. There really shouldn't be between those two at this point because they will smother it out if I don't keep it cut back. So I think I'm gonna try to dig this out and move it. If not, it's gonna stay there until I get to it. But this here is a fountain that doesn't work, so I'm gonna just turn that into a planter and just put all these things in here. Of course, they'll color up, they'll bloom up, they'll green up, they'll grow, they'll look better. I'm just gonna kind of pop them all in those little areas and that. And I may spray paint this thing on the outside and kind of coordinate it with everything else. I don't know. I might leave it, who knows? But anyway, I got stuff to do. This is some of my junk I'm gonna use for my gardening containers and stuff like that. This is the little nasty walkway I'm gonna fix. It used to be really cute, but I moved the garden back. I shortened it like a foot and a half. So now I got to clean it back up and fix this walkway. I was trying to clean it up, as you can see, the sharpness of this here. I was trying to clean it up, but I still got work to do. These, I will never ever put in the ground again. Too much work. They multiply in the root system. Oh, they go way down deep. So this garden area here, I'm removing the rocks and I'm gonna edge it to clean it up. I merged this whole section. It was separate. Each tree and each bush and each plant was separate, but I merged it all together. So I just recently worked on edging this, and I still gotta clean it up a little more. Gotta refine it. So anyway, today I just decided to get those banana trees out. I'll work on this on a nicer day because it's supposed to storm tonight. So I'm just trying to get it together. So I did the no dig method, and I just put cardboard down and I piled some topsoil on it, which is that dusty colored dirt, and it's a little firmer. So just gonna let that settle for a while. I'm not sure that I'm gonna put anything in it. If I do, of course, in the hole, I'm gonna add some things into the hole that I put the plants in, and eventually top it with composted manure. So right now, I got work to do. So those rocks will be gone soon because I'm gonna edge it out really nice and use the rocks for something else. And that's what I'm doing. I got grass to cut. As you can see, I'm getting ready to have dandelions to fight. I got a few popping up in my yard that I have to take care of. And this poor thing here, this looked more like a burial site than a garden bed, but I had to do this because the moles were tearing the grass up so bad it was just bald spots and wouldn't grow. I even tried to replace it with sod and grass, and they still ate it up. So I'm just gonna fix it so that I can just put mulch on it, and I'm gonna make sure to avoid the sewer cap there, and there's a water access down here. I'm gonna kind of skip around that and up to that. So I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna make a nice little shape here and just kind of mulch it out until I figure out what I want to do with it. This bed over here, I have some denim and lace, some sage, Russian sage coming up. That's another sumac. I have this pea hamlin grass. I love that little grass. And I moved this one from back there. I had it in a hole over there because I had this garden facing the street, but I decided that I'm going to have it facing my driveway instead, so each thing will get the right amount of sun on each side, from side to side, because everything grows bigger on this side than it does the back side. So I'm just going to make this so that I enjoy it, and they'll see whatever they see on the other side. And I had to temporarily just plop some bricks on top of my row because the moles are digging so bad that they've knocked a couple of my bricks, as you see the crooked stuff behind this 9-bark. They kind of knocked some bricks loose, digging tunnels up under here. So I gotta lift them up a little bit and even that out and glue those down and fix it. I want my sons to dig out this zebra grass, although it is beautiful. Oh my God, this is a lovely grass, but it is super huge now, and it plops and it gets so tall. It gets 13, 15 feet now. This year, I'm sure it will get bigger, and it plops when it rains now because it's too big. It's time to divide it or get rid of it. It'll cover up this whole, most of all this bed, and it'll be all in the grass, all out here. It'll be all over. So this gotta go. So I'm waiting on my oldest son. My twin boy started. Now I'm waiting on my oldest one to come out here and finish and get it out of here so I can put my other sumac on this side, and then I can kind of balance my bed out a little bit. And I'll put some random stuff in, but I need to set it so that it's gonna all get the same sun on this, facing this way, because this is where they all grow the biggest, on this side. And then I cleaned this up. Not done. I got weeds to clean up. I got some out of here. I plucked the weeds out of the bed. The bed needs to be redone, but for now, I'm just gonna stick my plants in it because I don't have too many other places for these to go just yet. My Japanese silvergrass is growing back. Last time I put one in here, it didn't make it. I just think it was a bad one to start with, but this one it's growing back, so I know not to throw it away. These daffodils have seen their last days. Beautiful little things. They came out really early, but I'll just enjoy the foliage until it dies down. But my irises have multiplied. Their root system looks like ginger, and when I first bought these, I only had 2, and now it has, you know, multiplied, and those are several plants there. I just stuck some on really close together, but it's several plants now. I have those 3 allium millenniums, and then in the back there's the very tall alliums with the giant Dr. Seuss bulbs, or whatever, heads of flowers on them. There's a couple different sizes in there and a slightly different texture, but I want to add some more millenniums in there. And of course, I'm gonna find something to stick here, and I'm gonna find something to stick there, but only to the wall, because I plan on shortening this bed just to the edge of the wall. So I'm gonna try to keep all the plants within here, all in this area. So I have a ton of work to do, and I have to do it all alone. So I do a little at a time. Sometimes I work an iron day, sometimes I get up at the crack of dawn and I go in the house when it's dark. So I love gardening. This is what I do. I've been doing it for a while, and I love it, and I can't get enough. I am obsessed. So that's that, and that's about all I got right now. I've divided a bunch of my plants. I've been gifted some by my auntie out of her yard, and I have to wait for some of them to grow to see what it is. I dug out one huge bulb of peppermint reed grass and just chopped it in half and put them in there, and they're growing already. I just did it 2 days ago, and they're growing already. So the experimental potatoes in those containers, the bag in this, and then I've divided some sedum in here, and they grow super easy. And I've divided some of that monkey grass, or liriope, whichever you want to call it, and those are going to go in the back. So once I'm gonna repot them, I'm gonna lift them up a little, repot them and make them a lot nicer so they stand up over the rim of the pots, and spread them around the back. And more than likely, yes, I'm going to leave them in the pots and put them around where my banana trees are, so when I water them, they won't get as much water as the bananas. And I don't want to dig them out again because it was a lot of work. And most of these were babies that were alongside them, and I have gotten rid of several of them. So this is what's left, and I like the ones, the color guard, the ones, the yellow and green with the little reddish stuff. I love those, and I want some with the wider foliage on them, but I had to get my hands on some. But anyway, I got tons to do. It's gonna be a minute before I'm finished, but I'm gonna get her done. So I'm hoping by Memorial Day I'll have all of this nice and pretty, and all the weeds out, and the grass cut and everything trimmed and edged up nice. You'll see it. Alrighty, I'm gonna call it a night and take these bulbs in the garage, and I'll see you all next time. See you later.